Whether you know it or not, you have a personal brand. When people think of you, they think of certain attributes. Are they the attributes that you would like them to think? I'll share an exercise with you to go through to discover what your personal brand is in the minds of others and what to do about it. Years ago, I worked with a leader in finance. They received some feedback from their leader that made them think that maybe their personal brand wasn't what they wanted it to be. They were told that they were not that innovative, not that creative, and yet these were hallmark values of the company they worked for. So then they turned to me as their executive coach to help them to determine, what is it that others think of me? The exercise is to get with 5 people who know you well, who work with you closely and have worked with you over a period of time, I would say at least 6 months, and ask them this question. What 3 words come to mind when you think of me? Their answers will be very revealing. They will tell you what others think of you and give you a clear sense of what your personal brand is. Now, my client found that what others thought of them wasn't exactly bad, trustworthy, dependable, reliable, and yet they were kind of staid attributes, meaning that they were a little bit ho-hum. They were glad that people felt they were reliable, dependable, an expert in their field. But what they were not so happy about is not hearing innovative, bold, creative. That was the feedback they received from their leader. Remember that they weren't those attributes. They didn't hold those attributes. So then the exercise was, what do I do about it? How can I make my brand different in the minds of those people I work with? This takes time. As we talked about it, there were 2 things that came to mind. One for innovative, one for creative. The creative was actually given to them by their leader, and that was when they make presentations of financial data, be creative at how you interpret the data and provide a narrative around this. This is true of technical experts so often that they share financial data or technical data, but they don't then take it the next step and weave a narrative around that data, a story that they can share that's compelling and insightful. That's creative. So that was given to them. And the leader that I worked with then started to do that. In upcoming presentations, we talked about how are you going to take this data and make a story around it that's interesting, that's compelling, that's insightful, that helps the people receiving the information make better decisions. That's creative. What about innovative? This was not handed to my client. We had to think about it. As we thought about it, something came to mind that would be very helpful to the organization. Typically, their team would close the books each month by the 15th. So the last month's data would be compiled and reconciled, closed, and presented back to leaders in the organization by the 15th. Well, that was okay, but it wasn't really quick. Innovativeness would mean figuring out new ways to get that information processed sooner so that the books could be closed sooner, so narratives could be woven sooner to give the other leaders information faster that they could then make better decisions with. Speed is a great thing. Leaders love speed. Of course, they want accuracy. Had to maintain the accuracy of. So then, my leader thought, how can I achieve this? What they decided to do was to go to all the people that brought together the financial information and worked with each one of them to figure out how can we get your information faster so my team can close the books faster. The goal was to close by the 5th to the 10th of every month. That's a big lopping off of the time from before, right? Used to be the 15th, and now it's going to be closed by the 5th to the 10th. The good news, after some time, they worked out their strategies. They had to twist the arms of some of the people, but they were able to do it. Several months, they closed the books early. And the feedback back was, wow, amazing. You're innovating. You're doing things more boldly. That's what it takes to start to shape a new set of perceptions around your personal brand. So step 1, understand what is the personal brand that you have. And then an interim step, well, what would you like it to be? Then the second step, start to shape the personal brand by taking clear actions that other people can witness and recognize and start to absorb and reframe the way they think of you. This is a fairly abbreviated process I'm sharing with you in this video, but it's something that you can absolutely act on your own to figure this out. I think you'll appreciate hearing what you hear from the 5 people that you choose. If this video has been helpful, please like it, comment on it. If you have your own exercise in personal branding, share it. I'd love to hear it. And of course, subscribe to the channel as more videos for leaders are on the way. If you'd like to get direct executive coaching like my client did, to work through this exercise, create strategies to reshape your brand, and more, consider working with me or a member of my team. Visit the website, BayAreaExecutiveCoach.com. You can schedule time directly on my calendar. You can email me through the contact form, or you can just send me an email at michael@BayAreaExecutiveCoach.com. I would love to work with you or your team. We can also create new perceptions around a team with stakeholders. So that's something to consider too. Thank you very much.